As an attraction, they'd have a pretty full house. Right now, our national anthem. For the Baltimore Orioles is young Jerry Walker, just 21 years old, and as we told you, he has no decisions this year either way. And no decisions against the Yankees either way last year. His lifetime record against the Yankees is 12 wins, 10 defeats. Have to check this again. Walker's lifetime record in the big leagues, he's won 3 and lost 2 against the Yankees, and his lifetime mark is 12 wins and 10 defeats. Keep forgetting how young this kid is, and he's been around on and off for maybe a week or two at the tail end of a couple of seasons, and you keep thinking he's been around a long time. And as a matter of fact, the way he pitches, he's like a veteran out on the mound. Walker has pitched 1 inning of relief against the Yankees. That was at New York on April the 23rd. This is his 5th start of the year without a decision either way. Here's Tony Kubek stepping into the batter's box, batting an even .300. Tony with 11 doubles, 2 triples, 3 homers, and 16 runs batted in. Here's the windup. The first pitch of the ball game is over for a called strike. Wind up by Walker. The curveball is high outside, ball 1-1-1. Coaching at third for the Yankees, Frank Crusetti. And over at first, Bill Dickey. Dickey has been doing the coaching since Houck took over the managerial reins. 1-1 the count. Fastball fouled back in the upper deck, out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Beautiful night for a ball game. We had our doubts early this morning in New York. The pitch is strike 3, swinging. As Kubek went after a high fastball and didn't get it, Walker strikes out the first man of the ball game, and here's Mickey Mantle. Batting left-handed against young Walker. Batting .242, has 4 doubles, 3 triples, 6 homers, and 15 runs batted in. Takes the pitch outside, ball 1. On deck, Roger Merritt. Pitch is down the middle for a called strike, 1-1. 1-1 pitch is swung at and missed, strike two. The pitch high outside, ball two. Count even 2-2. The Yankees and the Orioles here at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. A pretty ballpark, a tough one for the hitters, at least the long ball hitters. This has proven to be the toughest park in baseball to hit home runs in. The 2-2 pitch. Strike three, swinging. So Jerry Walker strikes out the first two men that he faces. And that brings up Roger Maris. And both Kubek and Mantle went after high fastballs and didn't get them. Roger Maris. There's a line foul down the right field line, just fouled by inches, as Maris pulled the first fastball over Dropo's head. Roger is batting .319, has 9 doubles, 2 triples, 11 homers, and 29 runs batted in. Pitch is a changeup outside, ball 1-1. Maris leads the American League in home runs with 11. And he's tied for the RBI league in the American League, 29, with Ron Hansen of his club. There's a fastball inside. Ball 2, 2-1. The 2-1 pitch is swung at and missed, strike two, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, nobody on. Top of the first, no score. Here's the 2-2 pitch, inside, ball 3. Full count on Maris. Here's the payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4. Walker started to walk off the mound, thinking he had the inside corner. When Courtney thought so too, but it's ball 4, and here's Yogi Berra. The hero of yesterday's second game at Yankee Stadium. Yogi hit a 2-run homer in the 8th inning against Pedro Ramos to wrap up the second game for the Yankees, 3-2. Yogi's batting .341, has 1 double, 5 homers, and 18 runs batted in. Leading off first, Dropo holding him on. The stretch, the pitch is outside for a ball. On deck is Bob Cerv. Pitch to Yogi is over for a call strike, 1-1. That's the Shalat calling balls and strikes. Eddie Rommel, who retired at the end of last year, had been umpiring in the American League for a long, long time. Great pitcher with Connie Mack's Philadelphia Athletics way back. Quick throw to first, Maris back. Yogi steps out of the batter's box. Guys back in, ready to go. 1-1 the count, 2 out. Pitch to Yogi is foul at the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sharp breaking curveball. Yogi doing little stretching exercises at the plate on the Rocky Colavito style. Trying to limber up his back a little bit. Walker checks the sign from Courtney. Looks at Maris leading off first. The pitch is strike 3, swinging. Jerry Walker strikes out the side. For the Yankees in the top of the first inning, no runs, no hits, no Baltimore errors. 1 man left to score at the end of 1 half inning of play. The Yankees nothing and Baltimore coming to bat.
You know, you've heard it said that the best things in life are free. The sun, the moon, the stars, love, and constructive criticism, to name just a few. But what about the family car? Not free, but certainly one of life's best things. A car is a special joy, particularly when it's performing well. Is yours? Lots of little things can throw it off. A weak spark plug or a dirty carburetor. Oh, yes, dirt gets in your carburetor. Exhaust fumes and other air particles can escape your air cleaner and collect as deposits along the carburetor walls, causing an improper mixture of air and gasoline. Stalling, rough idling, and gasoline waste are common results. But this problem doesn't have to affect the performance of your car. Today, Atlantic Imperial Gasoline actually cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. Feel your engine could run a little smoother? Use Atlantic Imperial Gasoline. It could be the answer.
Whitey Ford is out on the mound. He has won 2 and lost 2 against Baltimore. He has won 2 and lost none, so Whitey has his 2 wins against the first-place Baltimore Orioles. His lifetime mark, a remarkable 123 wins and 52 defeats. And lifetime against Baltimore, 24 wins, 8 defeats. Marv Breeding leading off for Baltimore. Breeding batting .250, has 8 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, 11 runs batted in. Breeding is wearing glasses tonight. Whitey's first pitch is high for a ball. Slow curve line to left field. Foul. Just missed. That Marv Breeding is not wearing glasses. The reflection of the peak of his helmet, which is painted real bright orange. There's a fly ball to center. Mantle going back, turning now under it, and makes the catch. That ball was hit well, fairly deep center field, but there's a lot of room to roam here. 1 away. Here's Gene Woodling. Woodling batting .310. As you can tell, he's a big favorite here with the Baltimore fans. Gene has 4 homers. Left-hand hitter facing the left-hander Whitey Ford. The pitch is high for a ball. On deck is Jackie Brandt. Whitey goes to the rosin bag. Pitch is low inside, ball 2-0. Baltimore has yet to score against Ford. Whitey pitched 7 innings of 3-hit ball and shutout ball against Baltimore. on April 27th. Low outside, ball 3, 3-0. And then he'll shut out Baltimore 2-0 on May 26th for his first complete game. 3-0 pitch, over first strike, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch is low, ball 4. So each pitcher has now walked a man. And it brings up Jackie Brandt. Brandt batting .274, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 5 homers, and 21 runs batted in. Skowron holding first against Woodling. Here's a stretch by 4. The pitch to Brandt is line, a base hit to left field. There's Woodling around second, going for third. Here goes Brandt into second base. And he's in there with a double. The first hit of the ball game by Jackie Brandt, his 9th double of the year. McDougal just missed a leaping catch, and the ball went into the deep corner before Serve could send it into second base. Brandt was in with a double. Woodling is at third base. Runners at second and third, with 1 out on the batter wall, Dropo. Dropo's batting .214, has 4 doubles, 1 homer, and 5 runs batted in. His 9 base hits, 5 of them extra base hits. Here's Whitey into the windup. Curve high inside, ball 1. Dropo is 6 feet 5 inches tall and 220 pounds. Infield is playing back. They're not playing in to cut off the run. Curve swung it, and this strike 1, 1-1. Lum Harris coaching at third. Jimmy Adair at first base for the Orioles. On deck is Brooks Robinson. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the windup. Fastball is in there for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Woodling at third, Brandt at second. Whitey into the windup. Curve is hit on the ground to third. McDougal's up with it. Woodling holds at third. The throw to first in time to get Dropo. And the infield was playing back. And still Woodling did not go in. So that's a break for the Yankees. That's 2 away. Both runners hold their base. And here's Brooks Robinson. Robinson batting .221, has 7 doubles, 1 triple, 2 homers, and 22 runs batted in. No score here in the bottom of the first. Whitey's pitch low inside, ball 1. Nothing. Pitch is a curve hit on the ground in the hole. McDougal up with a nice play. Throw to first in time on a pretty play by Gil McDougal, saving Kubek from going deep in the hole. Would have been a tough play for Tony to make for Baltimore in the bottom of the first. No runs on 1 base hit. No Yankee errors, 2 men left. The score at the end of 1 full inning. The Yankees nothing and Baltimore nothing. A look at the scoreboard in the American League. Cleveland is at Chicago for a night game. Detroit at Kansas City plays tonight. They'll both get underway later on. Washington at Boston. It's Fisher against Brewer. In the National League, St. Louis at Los Angeles, Chicago at San Francisco playing tonight will start much later on. Milwaukee at Philadelphia. The Braves fail to score in the top of the first. The Phillies are batting Pizarro against Gomez. Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, O'Toole against Mizell. That's the way they line up in both leagues. All games being played under the lights. That happens quite often. The one time you're sure it will never happen is when the Chicago Cubs are playing at home because they have no lights. The only team in either league without lights. Pretty park out there in Wrigley Field. All right, here's Bob Serve leading off for the Yankees. Serve batting .267, 2 doubles, 1 triple, 8 homers, and 19 runs batted in. Jerry Walker out on the mound. Struck out 3 men in the first inning. The pitch to Serve is hit on the ground to short. Hanson, who was right up with it. The throw to Dropo, and it's 1 away. So that's the first Yankee to hit a fair ball off Walker, and here's Bill Skowron. The Moose batting .286, has 12 doubles, 1 triple, 5 homers, and 26 runs batted in. On deck, Gil McDougall. First pitch to Skowron is a swing and a miss, strike 1. Clint Courtney catching tonight, but not using the oversized catcher's glove that he uses for Hoyt Wilhelm. The 1-strike pitch is a slow curve, a little bit high inside, ball 1, 1-1. One pitch is pop foul back out of play in the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Skowron. The Baltimore outfield deep straight away on the Moose. They give them both lines, the right field line and the left field line, kind of bunch them in center. High inside, ball 2, 2-2. Reminds me of the way they used to play almost every hitter in the old Polo Grounds. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Strike 3, swinging. Strikeout number 4 for young Mr. Walker. He got 3 of them on fastballs and Yogi on a low breaking curve. Here's Gil McDougall. Gil batting .256, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 4 homers, and 14 runs batted in. Pitch to Gil is a curve over the outside corner. Strike 1 call. 2 out, nobody on. No score in the top of the second. On deck, Bobby Richardson. Another curve. This one's high inside. Ball 1, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's a little bit low. Ball 2, 2-1. It's hard to believe that Jerry Walker has no decisions this year. This is the 5th game he started, the 8th game that he's been in. Pitch. High, ball 3, 3-1. Up by the right-hander. The pitch is pop foul back in the upper deck, out of play. Full count on McDougal. Little plate cleaning job by Mr. Sherlock. Now for the payoff pitch to go. There it is. It's lined to left center field, moving over to his right. Jackie Brandt under it and makes the catch. Gill hit the ball on the nose, but couldn't find the hole. For the Yankees in the top of the second, nothing across. The score at the end of an inning and a half. The Yankees nothing and Baltimore nothing.
Ever hear of a gasoline that doubles as a mechanic? In a way, Atlantic Imperial gasoline does just that. Here's how. When you drive, exhaust fumes and other air contaminants escape your air cleaner and collect in the carburetor in the form of deposits. Even a small amount of deposits can cause an improper mixture of air and gasoline. When this happens, stalling, rough idling, and actual gasoline waste result. Now, one way to handle a dirty carburetor is to get under the hood and clean it manually. Why go to all that trouble and expense when Atlantic Imperial does the job for you without even raising the hood? Atlantic Imperial actually cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. With a clean carburetor, you get proper mixture of gasoline and air. You'll enjoy smooth engine performance, greater gasoline economy. Give it a try. Use Atlantic Imperial gasoline to keep your car on the go.
Leading off for Baltimore in the bottom of the second is Willie Tasby. Right hand hitting right fielder, choking up on the bat this year. Tasby's batting .266. Has 2 doubles, a triple, and 2 runs batted in. Slow curve to Willie is fouled at the plate, strike 1. On deck, Ron Hansen. Another curve bunted out and fouled back of the plate, strike 2. Nothing in 2 on Willie Tasby. No score here in the bottom of the second. The 2-strike pitch. High, ball 1. Right down the middle, strike 3 call. Tasby caught looking with his bat on his shoulder. First strikeout for Whitey Ford. That brings up Ron Hansen. Young man who is batting .291 with 8 doubles, 3 triples, 3 homers, and 29 runs batted in. Hansen is 6'3" and 190 pounds from Oxford, Nebraska. And he has really been a pleasant surprise for manager Paul Richards and the Orioles fans this year. Pops the ball to right center field. Mantle digging to his left. And they can't get it. It's by him rolling to the fence. And Hansen is pulling in at second with a double. A long double to deep right center field. For Hansen, that's his 9th double of the year. The youngster tied with Roger Maris for the RBI lead in the American League. And that brings up Clint Courtney. And Courtney has suddenly become quite a favorite here, catching Hoyt Wilhelm with the big glove. Matter of fact, he's been doing the bulk of the Oriole catching against left-hand and right-hand pitching. Clint's batting .235 with 1 homer and 7 runs batted in. Pitch to Courtney, outside, ball 1. No score here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. One out. The pitch is a curve low, ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is hit on the ground. Gowan is up with it. Races to the bag for the unassisted putout. Moving to third is Hansen. And that brings up the pitcher, Jerry Walker. Walker is 1 for 7 as a batter, hitting .143. Out. No score here in the bottom of the 2nd. The windup by Whitey. The pitch to Walker is swung at and missed, strike 1. Low breaking curveball. Another curve is bunted foul at the plate, and he had a mighty good idea there. McDougal was back. Hansen ready to break in, but he bunted the curve in back of him in the dirt. 0-2 the count. Two men are out. 2 strikes on Jerry Walker. Ford steps off the mound. Hansen is maneuvering up and down that third base line, trying to bother Ford. Now the windup. Curve hit, base hit to left field. And there's the first run that Baltimore has scored off Whitey Ford in 16, 17, and 2/3 innings of pitching this year. And Jerry Walker singles Ron Hansen in. The second hit off Whitey. Whitey had shut them out. 17 and 2/3 innings. And here's Marv Breeding, who flied deep to center field in the first inning. First RBI of the year for Walker. Puts his warm-up jacket on. Here's the stretch by Whitey. Pitch. Outside, ball 1. Curve is over the outside corner. Strike 1, 1-1. And as Casey Stengel says, you can't laugh this Baltimore team off. Everybody waiting for them to crack up and fall back to the second division, but it doesn't look like they're going to do it. As a foul back out of play in the upper deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. 1-0 Baltimore leads here in the bottom of the second. The stretch. The pitch is popped foul. Skowron chasing it, but he can't get it. It bounced on the playing field, but too close to the wall. While Moose is getting back to first, we'll pause for station identification.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. In 15 seconds, 25 minutes before 9.
There's a ground ball hit to the shortstop. Kubek goes to Richardson for the fourth on Walker sliding in, and Bobby Richardson almost missed that bag, taking the throw from Kubek. For Baltimore in the bottom of the second, 1 run on 2 base hits. No Yankee errors, 1 man left. Score at the end of 2 full innings. Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing.
Attention all you outboard racing fans. Don't forget, if you're traveling in the North Country this June, plan to see the big Thousand Island International Outboard Marathon June 11th and 12th in Alexandria Bay. Two games are underway in the National League. The Phillies lead Milwaukee 1-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Cincinnati scoreless in the top of the first.
For instance, there's the Yankee Los Angeles Dodgers Sandlot benefit game at Yankee Stadium late in June. The world champion Dodgers return to New York for the first time since moving west. That'll be Monday night, June 27th. And no advance in prices for this charity exhibition. Seats are on sale now at all Yankee ticket outlets. And then there's the great day of the season, Old Timers Day, Saturday afternoon, August the 13th. So don't be disappointed this year. Get your order in early. Bobby Richardson is leading off for the Yankees here in the top of the third. Bobby batting .224. The first pitch is a strike called. Bobby has 3 doubles, a homer, and 5 runs batted in. The windup. Fastball pop foul and coming back out of play. Nothing and 2 to count on Richardson. Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing. We're in the top of the third inning. This is the first of a 3-game series with Baltimore, all played under the lights here at Baltimore's Memorial Stadium. Curve hit, foul outside of third. Bobby reached for a curveball and pulled it just outside the bag. Picked up by Gene Woodling. Baltimore has Woodling, Brandt, and Tasby in the outfield. Robinson, Hanson, Breeding, and Jopo in the infield. Courtney catching, and Jerry Walker out on the mound. Here's the 2-strike pitch. Low outside, ball 1. The 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. Outside, ball 2, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch is strike 3, swinging. That's strikeout number 5 for Mr. Walker here in the top of the third inning. He's pitched just 2 in the third innings and struck out 5 men. Struck out all 3 men in the first inning. 1 in the second, 1 here in the third. Here's Whitey fourth. Whitey is 1 for 10, batting an even 100. 1 run batted in. Bats him left-handed. Chokes way up on the bat. Pitch to Whitey is low inside, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back on the screen. Strike 1, 1-1. Tony Kubek on deck. Walker goes to the rosin bag. The 1-1 pitch is right in there for a call, strike 2. The pitch. Strike 3 call. A big breaking curveball for the 6th strikeout of the ball game for Jerry Walker. That's 2 away, and here's Tony Kubek, who struck out leading off the ball game. Two out, nobody on. Baltimore 1, the Yankees nothing. Change up inside. Ball 1. On deck, Mickey Mantle. 1-0 pitch is popped foul outside of third base. Robinson back, Hanson back. And Robinson makes the catch, backing up. So the Yankees go down 1-2-3 here in the top of the third. Nothing across. The score at the end of 2.5 innings. Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing. You know, friends, when it...
Ever start to think about the little things that add up to having a good day? Things like a bright, sunny morning, hot coffee, toast done the way you like it. And when you hop in your car and you want the engine to start right up, to idle smoothly to give good performance while you're on the go. Many times it's the little things that keep an engine running at its best, like a clean carburetor. Today's Atlantic Imperial gasoline is especially designed to clean your carburetor as you drive and to keep it clean. A clean carburetor means smoother performance and greater gasoline economy. Make every day a good day. Start off with Atlantic Imperial gasoline to keep your car on the go. Bottom of the third inning, Baltimore leading 1-0, and Jerry Walker is really pouring on the coals as far as the pitching is concerned. Gene Woodling leading off. And here's Phil.
For a second look at Whitey Ford, with Baltimore leading 1-0 in the bottom of the third. Whitey looking for the sign. Having a little trouble with Yogi's short fingers. The pitch is low, ball 1. Always have had trouble finding Yogi's sign, especially from out at shortstop in a night game. The 1-0 pitch, slow curve, low, ball 2, 2-0. Nothing pitch is way inside, gets away from Yogi and rolls back to the screen, ball 3. 3-0 pitch. High inside, ball 4. Woodling walks for the second time. On deck, Walt Dropo. Pitch to Brandt is a curve low inside, ball 1. Whitey sets. Woodling leading off first. Curve high outside, ball 2. 2-0. Yogi rubs up the ball, walks out towards the mound, makes a signal for Whitey to come a little more overhand and down with his curve. Sometimes the pitchers don't follow through enough and the curve starts hanging. 2-0 the count. Nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Baltimore leads 1-0. Pitch is fouled back out of play in the upper deck. 2-1. Here's the stretch by Whitey. Slow curve is hit on the ground to McDougal. One hop pop to pitch it up close to Woods Richardson for one. Back to first, not in time. McDougal had the ball right in his glove. It popped right out and hit the ground, but like a rubber ball, popped right back into his glove. But that's all the time Brandt needed to beat the relay from Richardson. It's a fourth play. From third to second, Woodling is retired. Brandt safe at first. Here's Walt Dropo, who bounced to third in the first inning. That was like a rubber ball in and out of Gill's glove. 1 out. Pitch is hit deep to right field. Maris going back and makes the catch. Boy, Dropo got the wood on that one. But didn't raise it high enough. A line drive that carried, about 380 feet to deep right field. Two-way, and here's Brooks Robinson, who bounced to third in the first inning. 2 out. Is a base hit off McDougal's glove in the left field. Brandt around second, digging for third. And third throw comes in, and Brandt's going to try to go to the plate to throw. And he's out at the plate on a nice relay by Bobby Richardson. Jackie Brandt tried to score all the way from first on a single. It was a good heads-up try because Serve's throw came into second base. Brandt just kept rounding the bag. But Richardson, on the alert, fired a strike to Yogi, and he tagged Jackie Brandt out. It goes as a single for Robinson, and then the relay 7-4 to 2. The left fielder to the second baseman to the catcher, getting Brandt for Baltimore in the bottom of the third. No runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors, 1 man left. The score at the end of 3 full innings: Baltimore 1 run on 4 hits and no errors. The Yankees nothing but zeros on the scoreboard. An exciting play, and it really got the fans buzzing here at Memorial Stadium. For you fans who want to purchase your choice of seats at Yankee Stadium, there's a convenient way for every one of you. You can buy tickets at the counter of the Yankee Stadium Advance Ticket Office. Open every day of the season from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., including Sundays until after the close of the night game. You buy tickets at the Yankees' popular Midtown ticket office and at a Weber and Heilbronner clothing store in the greater New York area. Here is Mickey Mantle. Mickey takes the pitch over for call strike 1. Only scores to report on Red Sox lead Washington 1-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Phillies lead Milwaukee 1-0 at the end of 2, and Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati 1-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Mantle struck out in the first inning. Takes a curve over, strike 2 call. Jerry Walker has 6 strikeouts. The 2-strike pitch. Strike 3, swinging. Mantle strikes out for the second time. That's the 7th strikeout for Jerry Walker. And it brings up Roger Maris, who walked in the first inning. He is the only Yankee to get on base against Jerry Walker, and that was by a base on balls. The pitch to Maris is outside, ball 1. Baltimore leads 1-0 here in the top of the 4th with 1 out and nobody on. Fastball swung at and missed, strike 1. Boy, there have been a lot of pitches swung at and missed tonight. On deck, Yogi Berra. The 1-1 pitch is high, ball 2, 2-1. One pitch is a little bit outside, ball 3. 3-1 the count. The 3-1 pitch is ball 4, and Maris walked for the second time in the ball game. And that's the second walk given up by Walker, both to Roger Maris. And here's Yogi Berra. Yogi struck out in the first inning. Jerry Walker struck out 3 the first inning, 1 the second, 2 the third, and 1 so far in the 4th. On deck, Bob Serve. Jopo holds first against Maris. The stretch by Walker. The pitch to Yogi is a curve low, ball 1. Maris leading off first. Pitch to Yogi, low inside, ball 2. 2-0. Then Courtney walks out to the mound to talk with Jerry Walker. One man out here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the stretch. Pitch is hit on a ground foul outside of first base, rolling down the right field corner. Mighty close, but foul. Two balls, 1 strike. Bob Serve on deck. Two and one on Yogi. Pitch is hit foul again outside of first base. And they're giving Willie Tasby a workout. 2-2 the count. Balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Walker stretches. Pitch is a curve hit on the ground to second. Breeding to Hansen for one. Back to first. Double play. And Roger Maris really took Ron Hansen out, but Hansen got rid of the ball. For the Yankees in the top of the fourth. No runs, no hits, no Baltimore errors. Nobody left to score at the end of 3.5 innings. Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing.
Are you really satisfied with the way your car has been acting lately? Maybe it's nothing you can actually put your finger on, more frequent stalling perhaps, or rough idling, less miles per gallon. Now, your trouble could be a dirty carburetor, something that can happen to any car, even a relatively new one. You see, exhaust fumes and other air contaminants get by your air cleaner and build up deposits on the carburetor wall near the throttle plate. Even a small amount of these deposits can cause the throttle plate to feed an improper mixture of air and gasoline to your engine. And the result is rough performance and actual gasoline waste. But now, you can eliminate the problems caused by a dirty carburetor with new Atlantic Imperial gasoline. Atlantic Imperial actually cleans your carburetor as you drive and keeps it clean. So, to end stalling, rough idling, and gasoline waste due to a dirty carburetor, use Atlantic Imperial, the gasoline that adds pleasure to your driving and keeps your car on the go.
Baltimore leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Willie Tasby, Ron Hansen, and Clint Courtney will be facing Whitey Ford. Baltimore scored in the second inning. As we told you before, Whitey had pitched 17 2/3 innings of scoreless ball against Baltimore this year. That was the first run scored off Whitey. Tasby called out on strikes in the second inning. Takes a fastball over, strike call. Another fastball over, strike two. Looks like Willie's guessing for the curveball and hasn't got it. He was called out on a fastball. The two-strike pitch. There's the curve, but it's low. Ball one. Some batters go up there and take 2 strikes looking for a certain pitch. I know Ted Williams can do it. He's got to be a pretty good hitter to do that. Another curve hit off the plate right back to Whitey. Ford up with it. Throws to Skowron, one away. That ball hit in front of home plate. Off the rubber right in the air to Whitey Ford. One away, and here's Ron Hansen, who doubled and scored the only run of the ball game. Feet 3 inches tall. Having a great year in the field and at bat. Pitch by Whitey is low, ball one. Pulls that bat right down at the end. Swings the ground ball to short. Kubek to Skowron, and it's 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and here's Clint Courtney, who bounced to the first baseman in the second inning. Oh, scrap iron Courtney. To Clint is low outside, ball one. Nothing pitch over, strike called, a slow curveball. It just kept breaking and breaking and caught the outside part of the plate. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Over, strike two. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Baltimore 1, Yankees nothing. Bottom of the 4th. Nobody on. Ford against Walker. Pitch. Strike 3 called. Second strikeout for Whitey Ford. For Baltimore, they go down 1-2-3, nothing across in the bottom of the 4th inning. And at the end of 4 full innings, Baltimore 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and the Yankees nothing but goose eggs up on the scoreboard. And right now, let's pause for station identification.
Your station for news and sport here at 1460 on the radio dial, WOKO, Albany, New York. Time on the WOKO clock is 1 minute before 9.
Quick look at the scoreboard. Boston 2, Washington nothing at the end of 2, and the game is being held up by rain. Fisher against Brewer. In the National League, Phillies 3, Milwaukee 2 at the end of 3. Pizarro against Gomez. Smith homered in the 3rd with 1 on. Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati 1-0 at the end of an inning and a half. Brosnan now against Mizell. Right now, I'd like to mention that the second half of this game is being brought to you by the Crisp Refresher Ballantine beer. You know, Ballantine's a light beer with true lager flavor. That's what makes it the Crisp Refresher. No wonder Ballantine's the largest selling beer in the East. Leading off for the Yankees here in the top of the 5th inning as they trail 1-0 is Big Bob Serve, who bounced to the shortstop. First pitch to Serve is a swing and a miss, strike 1. On deck, Bill Skowron. The 1-strike pitch is hit on the ground to third. Brooks Robinson up with a big hop. Over to Jopo, 1 away. Bill Skowron, who struck out in the 2nd inning, the batter. Pitch to the Moose is strike 1 as he swings and misses a high inside fastball. The pitch time was called just as Walker was ready to deliver the pitch. Skowron stepped out of the box. Walker did deliver the ball, but excuse me, Nestor Shallock called timeout. 1 strike on the Moose. Curve low outside, ball 1, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Just outside, ball 2, 2-1. Kid's only 21 years old out on the mound. And he pitches like a veteran. The 2-1 delivery is strike 2 as he swings and misses. And what a cut Skowron had at that one. Trying to tie the ball game up in just 1 swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Nobody on. Baltimore leads 1-0 here in the top of the 5th. On deck, Gil McDougall. The windup. Pitch. A high fly to straightaway center field. Jackie Brandt is moving back and makes the catch about 6 or 7 feet in front of the center field fence. 2 away, and that is only the 2nd ball hit out of the infield. McDougall fly to center in the 2nd. And Gill is the batter right now, 0 for 1. Pitch to McDougal. A curve outside. Ball 1. 2 out. Nobody on. Bobby Richardson on deck. Ground ball. Backhanded by Robinson. A throw to first. Inside. A beautiful play by Brooks Robinson, who took a sure double away from Gil McDougal that time. What a play Robinson made. He dove after the ball, knocked it down, picked it up, and still had plenty of time to fire to first for the putout. So the Yankees go down again, 1-2-3, nothing across. The score at the end of 4.5 innings, Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing. Big hand for young Jerry Walker, who is not only pitching a masterful game, but has driven in the only run of the ball game with a single in the second inning. Drove in Ron Hansen, who had doubled, moved to third on a ground out. Buddy Ford's first pitch, curveball, foul at the plate, strike 1. The one-strike pitch is swung at and missed, strike 2. He actually tried to check his swing, but the bat just went around, wouldn't stop. 0-2. A foul back out of play on the upper deck. That ball bounced down to the box with a cameraman on, threw that box down to the lower stands and bounced around down there for a little bit. A red-hot baseball. Curve fouled down the third baseline, picked up by Lum Harris. Two-strike pitch is strike 3 called. Ford looking with the bat on his shoulder as Ford gets his third strikeout. Here's Marv Breeding, who flied to center and bounced to the shortstop. On deck, Gene Woodling. Time is called just as Ford started the windup. Something happened to Yogi's hand. Let's see. Let's put the camera. I think Breeding may be swinging the bat back. Might have hit Yogi's glove. You know, Yogi keeps the finger on his left hand outside of the glove, and the bat might have hit the back of the finger. The pitch is in there for a called strike. Yog will get no sympathy from anybody, though. That's for sure. He loves to look for it, but he won't get it. There's a foul back off the screen. Strike 2, 0-2. man out and nobody on here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ground ball hit up the middle and out to center field. A base hit. On a 0-2 count. And very seldom do you see Whitey Ford do that. Single to center. Hit number 3 off Ford. 3. 5. 5 hits off Whitey Ford. Here's Gene Woodling, who has been up twice and walked twice. One away. Cowren holds first against Breeding. The stretch and the pitch is a curve high, ball 1. Breeding leads the Orioles in stolen bases with 3. So Whitey will have to keep a sharp lookout for that young man. The stretch. The curve is over, strike 1, 1-1. Here's the stretch by Whitey. Pitch is a check swing and a slow. Ball 2. 2-1. Balls, 1 strike and 1 out. Ford stretches. Pitch is swung at and missed, strike 2, and Woodling looked like he was undecided that time. And at the last second, sort of chopped straight down at the ball. If he'd have hit it, it went straight into the ground. 2-2 the count. Marv Breeding at first base. There's a foul to the right of first base. 1 out with Baltimore leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the 5th. Balls, 2 strikes on Woodling. Here's the stretch. Pitch is popped foul outside of third. McDougal with plenty of room, moving in under it, and makes the catch in foul territory for the second out, and that'll bring up Jackie Brandt, who has doubled and bounced to third. Brandt tried to score all the way from first on a single by Brooks Robinson in the 3rd inning. Almost made it, too. I guess you read about Willie Mays doing that out in San Francisco. Mays scored all the way from first on a single. And that's exactly what they did. The outfielder threw in at second base. But the second baseman's throw to the plate was wild. This time, Richardson made a perfect throw to Yogi to put the tag on Brandt. Pitch to Jackie. High, ball 1. Whitey sets. Curve is swung at and missed. Strike 1, 1-1. Brandt got off to a slow start with Baltimore, but he has certainly picked up. Has 8 doubles, 9 now, counting the one in the first inning. 1 triple, 5 homers. Pitch outside. Ball 2, 2-1. Has 21 runs batted in. balls, 1 strike, 2 out. Breeding still at first base. Here's the stretch. Pitch is inside and high, ball 3, 3-1. Yogi telling Ford what the count is, 3-1. Now the stretch. Pitch, strike call. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. Breeding will be off with the pitch. Now the payoff pitch to Brandt. It swung and it missed, strike 3. Whitey chalks up his 4th strikeout, and for Baltimore in the bottom of the 5th, no runs, 1 hit, no Yankee errors. 1 man left to score at the end of 5 full innings. Baltimore, 1 run, 5 hits, no errors. The Yankees, 0-0-0 under runs, hits, and errors. Quite a game, Mr. Walker is pitching. The most important homestand of the young season opens here at Yankee Stadium Friday night when the Boston Red Sox return for a 4-game series, followed by Chicago's defending champion White Sox and the contending Cleveland Indians. They'll play here Friday night, June 3rd, followed by a ladies' day afternoon game on Saturday and a big bargain bill doubleheader next Sunday, June the 5th. The Red Sox and Yankees are traditional rivals, and this should be a big series. Cleveland is leading Chicago 1-0 at the end of 1. Bell against Pierce, and Jimmy Pearsall just homered in the 1st inning. And yesterday, Jimmy Pearsall threw 2 baseballs against Bill Veck's scoreboard, and Veck really got mad. And the reason Pearsall threw the baseballs was that anytime a home run is hit, those firecrackers go off and the bells ring, and it makes a terrible noise, and it upset Pearsall something awful. And even though Cleveland won 2 games, Jimmy threw 2 baseballs against him. And here he leads off with a home run. I wonder if he liked the noise. Boston leads Washington 2-0 at the end of 2. Philadelphia leads Milwaukee 3-2 at the end of 4. And Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati 3-0 at the end of 3. Bobby Richardson takes a strike leading off here in the top of the 6th inning. Pearsall was thrown out of the first game for arguing with the umpire. The pitch is hit on the ground to the shortstop. Hansen up with it. Over to Joe Bull, 1 away. Only 2 men have reached first against Walker. Actually, 1 man, Roger Maris, twice. And he walked both times. And here's Whitey Ford, who was called out on strike in the 3rd inning. 1-0 Baltimore leads. Pitch is a little bit high, ball 1. Nothing pitch is over. Strike called, 1-1. One pitch, high outside, ball 2. 2-1 the count. One out, nobody on. Pitch is low, ball 3. 3 balls, 1 strike. The 3-1 pitch is low, ball 4. Whitey Ford gets a base on balls. The 3rd one given up by Jerry Walker. The only way any Yankees have gotten a first base so far tonight, based on balls. They haven't been able to hit their way on as yet. And now we've got some action in the Baltimore bullpen. Steve Barber, the young left-hander, is going down to loosen up. Throw to first base, Whitey's back. Tony Kubek, who struck out and fouled out to third base. Pitch is fouled off the right of the plate, strike one. Bill Dickey, the first base coach, up with it. One strike on Kubek. On deck, Mickey Mantle. Pitch inside. Ball 1-1-1. Time is called. The ball got away from Balmy Thomas, warming up Steve Barber down in the bullpen. 1-1 pitch is lined right at the second baseman. Double play, breeding the Jopo. As Kubek hit one right on the nose to the second baseman. Ford was too far off first base. And it's a double play. No runs, no hits, no Baltimore errors, nobody left. Score at the end of 5.5 innings. Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing.
With two lager flavors, precisely right. Lively golden, crystally clear, crisp, clean, precious. Valentine's, Valentine's Day.
Bottom of the sixth inning. Real Jopo, who bounced to third and lined out to right field, will be leading off. Whitey Ford ready out on the mound. 1-0 ball game. What a pitcher's battle. Pitch to Jopo as a curve bounces in the dirt all the way back to the screen. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is in there. Strike one, 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's in there, strike two called. Steve Barber still loosening up in the Baltimore bullpen. The pitch, curveball, foul back out of play. Count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strikes on Dropo, leading off here in the bottom of the 6th. Nobody out, nobody on. Ford's pitch, big curve, hit deep to right center field. Maris moving back to his right, under it, makes the catch. That twice Dropo has hit the ball hard out to Roger Maris in right field. 1 out, here's Brooks Robinson, who bounced to third and singled. And he's getting a hand, not for the single, but the great play he made on saving what would have been the only base hit against Jerry Walker in the ball game. He knocked down a hard smash by McDougal by diving through the air and picked it up and threw him out. One away. Robinson takes the curve high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch is low, ball 2, 2-0. Ford checks the sign from Barrow. Now the windup. Fastball over, strike called. 2-1 the count. 1-0, Baltimore leads in the bottom of the 6th. Ground ball hit the short. Kubek on the big hop. Over to Skowron. That's 2 away. Here's Willie Sasby, who was called out on strikes and hit back to the box. First pitch to Willie, slow curve over, strike call. Sasby has not guessed right tonight. He's been looking for curves, taking the fastball. That time he looked for the fastball, got the curve. The 1-strike pitch. Low, ball 1, 1-1. Fastball, pop foul, and back out of play. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 out. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The pitcher's battle between Whitey Ford and Jerry Walker. The 1 ball, 2 strike pitch. Strike 3, swinging, got him on a sharp breaking curveball. That's Whitey's 5th strikeout of the night, and for Baltimore, no runs, no hits, no Yankee errors, nobody left. The score at the end of 6 full innings: Baltimore 1 and the Yankees nothing. Man, what a ball game! And this crowd getting tenser by the moment as the action mounts. All pulling for Jerry Walker, all except the Yankee fans and the Yankee players. Let's look at the scoreboard. In the American League, Cleveland 1, Chicago nothing at the end of an inning and a half. Bell against Pierce. Pierce all home in the 1st. Detroit at Kansas City starts later on. Boston leads Washington 2-0 at the end of 2. That game is being held up by rain. Fisher against Brewer. In the National League, St. Louis at Los Angeles. Chicago at San Francisco starts later on. Milwaukee and Philadelphia tied 3-3 at the end of 4.5. Pizarro against Gomez. Smith home in the 3rd with 1 on. And Pittsburgh leads Cincinnati 3-1 at the end of 3.5. Brosnan against Mizell. And right now, Mel Allen will be coming over to the radio side right after this pause for station identification.
Your station for music, news, and sports at 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. Time on the WOKO clock is 27 1/2 minutes after the hour of 9.
Hello there, everybody. Mickey Mantle at bat. Takes a strike over the inside corner as we play in the 7th inning of a game that is heightening in its drama with every pitch of Jerry Walker's. His performance adding a dual interest in this game now. Mantle fouls it back out of play. Strike 2, 0-2. Maris and Berra to follow. The wind-up, the pitch, swung on, hit in the air in the left field. Woodling chasing it, rushing hard, and he can't get it. The ball bounced by him. Mantle round second and holds up. The throw goes into third, and Mantle breaks up the potential no-hitter with a double to left. His 5th double of the season. Gene Woodling gave it a great try and almost made a great one-hand catch of the ball. Here now is Roger Maris, who twice has walked. Jerry Walker to the stretch, the pitch. Swung on, ground ball hit through into right field for a base hit. Mantle turns third, heads for the plate, and comes on in to score, and it's a 1-1 ball game. Roger Maris singles to right, and so the Yankees, without a hit till the 7th inning, get 2 unsuccessive pitches. Maris driving in his 30th run, and Mantle scoring his 35th. He leads the major leagues in runs scored. Steve Barber loosening up in the Oriole bullpen, and now we're going to get some more action as Yogi Berra steps up. The pitch to Yogi. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Fisher is going down to the bullpen. Jack Fisher. A right-hander. Steve Barber, a left-hander. Berra struck out and grounded to second into a double play. Next pitch is swung on as a ground ball to second. Breeding to Hanson to Dopo. Double play. And Yogi hits into his 2nd straight double play. 2 out. And up comes Bob Sir, who grounded to short and grounded to third. A 1-1 ball game, 7th inning. 2 out. The pitch to Bob Sir is inside and gets away from Courtney. Ball 1. Now the pitch. Outside. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strike. The wind-up and the pitch outside for ball 3, 3-0. Jack Fisher heating up. Steve Barber, who had been loosening up, I thought perhaps with a possibility of coming into the game if needed. Apparently he was just loosening up for a future start. He has left the bullpen and walking back to the dugout. A 3-0 count on Bob Sir. Walker to the wind-up, the pitch. In there, strike 1, 3-1.
The 3-1 delivery. Swung on, hit back through the middle for a base hit. Jackie Brandt up for the ball, tossing it back into Breeding. And here's Bill Skowron, who struck out and flied to right center. A 1-1 ball game, 7th inning. The pitch to Moose is outside, ball 1. And Courtney didn't like the call. Walker getting his sign. Serve leading off first. The pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1, 1-1. A 1-1 count, 2 away. The Baltimore right-hander delivers. Swung on and missed. Strike 2, 1-2. The pitch. Swung on, bounced to third on a hop. Robinson over to Breeding, forcing serve. And the side's retired. 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, 1 left on. At the end of 6.5 innings, New York 1, Baltimore 1. And in the last half of the 7th inning, it'll be Hanson, Courtney, and Walker coming up. I bet most of you know at least one guy who, likes nothing but the best. He's the fellow that, is only satisfied with the very best of anything he can get. Maybe you're that kind of guy, and if you are, you've got good reason for switching to the Crisp Professor Ballantine beer. You see, folks like you from Maine to Florida have made Ballantine the largest selling beer in the East. Now, when a beer is that popular, it just figures that it's got to be the best. And that's the Crisp Professor all the way. Ballantine's the light beer with true lager flavor. Proves the beer can be truly light and still give you all the honest-to-goodness lager beer flavor you want. So if you enjoy the best, you'll enjoy the one beer that delivers both lightness and flavor. Ballantine beer, the Crisp Professor. In the last half of the 7th inning, Ron Hansen first up. He doubled to right center and grounded to short. A 1-1 ball game. Here's the pitch. Outside and high, ball 1. Outfield, playing a shade toward the left. Forward into the windup. In comes the pitch, and it's outside. Ball 2, 2-0. Nothing delivery. Inside, ball 3, 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And the next pitch in there, 3-1. Next delivery, strike 2. Fastball. Take sign was on. Full count now on Ron Hansen. Forward to the windup. Around comes the left arm. The payoff pitch is low and inside for ball 4. Hansen draws a walk. The third issued by Ford. And here now is Trent Courtney. Courtney grounded to first and took a third strike. Ford to the stretch. And the move to first base, and the runner's back. Ford delivers. Courtney takes it outside for a ball. He was shortened up in a bunting position with McDougal charging from third. Now Courtney steps out, has a look at Lum Harris, see whether the bunt's still on. Now he asks for time, goes down to talk to Harris. Scowen goes over to talk to Ford. Now we're set. And the pitch. Swung on, hit foul, out of play to the right of the plate in the upper deck. They had him cutting. A 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, ball 2. McDougal is charging in that time. 2-1. Ford ready. The pitch is swung on, hit foul. Back to first. 2-2. Whitey Ford delivers, and Courtney takes it high. Ball 3, 3-2. Full count on Courtney. Ron Hansen, who walked on first base. Nobody out, 1 all, 7th inning. Hansen ready to move. Ford to the stretch. Throw to first base. Runner's back. Courtney arguing with Shylock at the plate about Ford's motion to first base, claiming it was a balk. A 3-2 count on Scrap Iron. Hansen dancing away from first. The pitch. Swung on, foul tipped, and gets away from Yogi. Count remains 3-2. Hit the chest protector of the plate umpire, actually. Three balls, 2 strikes. The stretch, Hansen with the lead, and the pitch. Swung on, line to right field for a base hit. Hansen will go to third. throw goes to second. And there are runners on first and third, nobody out. And here's Jerry Walker coming to bat. Hansen walks and races to third on Clint Courtney's single to right. Hits for Baltimore, and now Ryan Duran runs down to the bullpen. Goes out toward the mound to get McDougal away. Gill returns to his position, and we're set to continue. Jerry Walker singled to left in the second inning to drive in the first Baltimore run, and then took a third strike in the fifth inning. The infield has to shorten up now. Late inning, tie game, runners first and third. The pitch swung on, foul tip, strike one. Harris just said something to Hansen. Ford into the stretch. Throws to third. Runners back. Hansen on third. Courtney on first. Nobody out. Ford to the stretch. Infield in, the pitch to Walker. Swung on, hit, foul down the third baseline. Boy, it was just foul. Foul by inches. He ripped a hot liner down that line. Leading away from first and third. And the pitch. Inside for a ball. 1-2. Duran firing away now. Outfield is shallow. Infield in. Runners leading away from first and third. Hansen and Courtney. And the pitch. Swung on, fouled off up here. Count remains 1-2. Lum Harris, coaching at third, walks over, again talking to Ron Hansen. Now the pitch. Swung on, grounded to Kubek, and he throws to second for one. Too late to first. No double play, and the runners hold. They had a chance for a double play, but with the infield in, Kubek fielded the ball, threw to Richardson. Hansen bluffed a break to the plate, and Richardson delayed just long enough to defeat the chance for the double play at first base. Courtney is out at second. Hansen holds at third, so it's one out, runners on first and third. Generally, on a situation like that, you'll have the runner on third coming home to beat a double play. Maybe getting in a chase and giving a runner on first time to get to third. But Hansen's maneuver was good enough to beat the double play, and he held it third. Richardson comes in to talk to Ford. And now he returns to his position. In fact, Bobby almost muffed the ball at second base, taking his eye a little bit off the throw to see what Ron Hansen was doing. All right, here now is Marv Breeding. He hits one back through the middle for a base hit, scoring Hansen. And Walker stops at second. It's 2-1 Baltimore. With the infield in, Marv Breeding bounces one to center through the middle to score Hansen. And Walker goes to second. Now here's Gene Woodling. Breeding had flied to center, grounded to short, and singled to center previously. Breeding driving on his 12th run. The Orioles back in front 2-1. 2 on and 1 out. And Woodling up. Walked twice and fouled out to third. Whitey Ford's pitch outside. Ball 1. Ford delivers. Woodling swings and bounces it to Skowron. Ford gets over, takes the throw. The runners advance. Walker to third, and Breeding to second. And here's Jackie Brandt, who doubled to left, grounded to third, and struck out. Jack Fisher goes back down to the bullpen now to warm up. Orioles leading 2-1. With 2 men in scoring position. Al Pilarczyk goes down to the bullpen, too, to loosen up, go to the outfield for Woodling, probably. Ford into the windup, and the pitch is in there. Strike 1. Now the delivery, low and inside, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. 1 run in, Baltimore out front, 2-1. Runners lead away from second and third. The pitch is swung on. It's a high fly foul. McDougall goes over and makes the catch down the left field line in foul territory. 1 run for Baltimore. 2 hits, no Yankee errors, and 2 left on. At the end of 7 innings, Baltimore 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 7 left on. And New York 1 run, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left on. The paid attendance, 19,103. 2-1 Baltimore, and when we go to the 8th inning, it'll be the bottom third of the New York order. McDougall, Richardson, and Ford. Woodling gets a hand. He started out to left field, but now comes back. Tasby goes to left, and Pilarczyk over to right. On the Valentine scoreboard, and may I suggest you try a frosty bottle of that crisp refresher right now, the light beer with the true lager flavor. Cleveland 2, Chicago nothing at the end of 2.5 innings. Bell and Pierce. Jimmy Pearsall homered in the first inning. But the bells didn't light up. The rockets didn't go off. They don't for the visiting team in Chicago. They probably wouldn't anyway for him today because he threw a ball at it yesterday. Caught the last out and threw the ball up against the new scoreboard. Detroit and Kansas City, Burnside and Hall. Game just starting. Boston leading Washington 2-0, but it's been raining for a long while. It's the end of 2 innings. Fisher and Brewer. While in the National League, Phil's 6, Braves 3 end of 5 innings, and Pirates 3, Reds 1 end of 5 innings. I'll give you the pitchers in a moment. Right now, Gil McDougall leading off in the 8th inning. Jerry Walker's pitch is swung on. Ground ball is short. Up with it is Hansen. The throw to first in time. McDougall had lined to center and grounded to third previously. Gomez pitching for Philadelphia, relieved by Robinson in the 6th. Pizarro pitching for Milwaukee, relieved by Burdett in the 5th. Smith homered in the 3rd, the one on. It's 6-3 Philadelphia, 10-5, but the Braves are stirring in the 6th. Mizell pitching for Pittsburgh, 0-2 for Cincinnati, relieved by Brosnan in the 2nd. Pittsburgh leading 3-1 and a 5. St. Louis at Los Angeles, Chicago at San Francisco. A later start, coast time. Elston Howard will hit for Bobby Richardson.
40 yards. Batting for Richardson, number 32, Elston Howard.
Jerry Walker's delivery swung on, lined into left center for a base hit. Willie Tasby goes over into the gap and cuts it off. And Elston Howard, batting for Richardson, singles to left center. And Joe DeMaestri goes in to run for Howard. Bob Charlie loosening up in the Yankee bullpen now. And Hector Lopez will hit for Whitey Ford. Fisher warming up for Baltimore. Bob Charlie for New York. Orioles leading 2-1. It's the 8th inning. DeMaestri running for Howard, who pinch hit successfully for Richardson. Jerry Walker to the stretch, and the pitch swung on and missed. Strike one. Walker again to the stretch, and the pitch swung on. There's a fly ball into center. Jackie Brandt makes the catch, and DeMaestri retreats to first. Now coming to bat is Tony Kubek, who struck out, fouled out to third, and lined to second into a double play. 2-1 Orioles, 8th inning. Pitch to Kubek is inside. Ball one. Jerry Walker taking his time. And the pitch. It's inside. Ball two. Courtney goes out to talk to Walker. And Jerry Barber starts to warm up again. Along with Jack Fisher. Two balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Kubek, nothing for 3. Baltimore leading 2-1 in the 8th inning. DeMaestri leading away from first. Jerry Walker's pitch. It's in there. Strike one. 2-1. for the 2-1 offering. There goes the runner. The pitch is swung on, bounced to first. Dropo grabs it, steps on first, and the side's retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 7 1/2 innings, the score remains Baltimore 2, New York 1. Ryan Duran will be going in to pitch for New York. And in the last of the 8th, it'll be Dropo, Robinson, and Tasby coming up. And I hope you have coming up right now a nice tall glass of Ballantine beer, the Crisp Professor. You know, one look at a golden frosty glass of Ballantine seems to say, this is the beer for you. But the proof is in the tasting. And, mister, that's where Ballantine scores. It's the light beer with true lager flavor. Ballantine proves a beer can be truly light and still give you all the honest-to-goodness lager beer flavor you want. That's what makes it the Crisp Professor. So join the millions of folks from Maine to Florida who have made Ballantine the largest-selling beer in the East. Enjoy Ballantine beer, the Crisp Professor. We pause for station identification.
You are tuned to 1460 on the radio dial. This is WOKO, Albany, New York. Your station for music, news, and sports. On the WOKO clock, it's 2 minutes before 10.
Whitey Ford worked 7 innings, giving up 7 hits and 2 runs. Walked 3, struck out 5. The Orioles got a run in the second inning with Jerry Walker driving the run in. Hanson had doubled to right center, and with 2 outs and a no-ball, 2-strike count on Walker, Ford tried to slip a fastball by him, and Walker singled to drive the run in. The Orioles got their second run last inning off Whitey on a walk, single, and another single. Right now, Jim Gentile hits for Dropo. Swings and misses. Strike 1. Jim Gentile, a left-hand batter, hitting for Walt Dropo. As the Yankees switch to the right-hander, Paul Richards switches to his left-handed hitting first baseman, Jim Gentile. Batting .322. Next pitch is high outside, ball 1. Gentile, second high on the team in runs batted in. Duran making his 10th appearance, has a record of 1-1. Second time out against the Orioles. 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch. It's inside for ball 2, 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Duran to the windup, and the pitch outside for ball 3, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Duran to the windup, and the 3-1 pitch is inside for ball 4. Gentile walks. Now coming to bat is Brooks Robinson, who grounded to third, singled to left, and grounded to short. Lum Harris comes up from the third base coach's box to meet him and chat with him. John Gabler goes down to the Yankee bullpen now. Duran has been erratic this season. He's always had a bit of a wild streak, but he's been wilder this year than a long while. Now the stretch, and the pitch to Brooks Robinson. In there for a strike, 0-1. Again, the stretch, McDougal creeping in. The delivery, it's inside for a ball. 1-1. Joe DeMaestri, of course, has replaced Richardson at second base. Howard singling for Richardson, and DeMaestri went in to run. Two to 1 Baltimore, 8th inning. Jim Gentile, who batted for Dropo on first base with a walk. Nobody out. Now the 1-1 pitch. It's bunted nicely to the mound, and the play is to second base in time. Nice play by Duran. Ryan Duran takes Brooks Robinson's bunt and forces Gentile at second. Trubeck taking the throw. And now Albie Pearson comes up to bat for Willie Tasby. Albie Pearson, left-hand batter, hitting for Willie Tasby. Ron Hansen on deck. Duran takes his stretch, throws over to first, and Robinson's back. Again, the stretch by Duran, and the pitch in there, strike one. More of the stretch. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball one, 1-1. One ball, one strike. Pearson wants umpire Nestor Shylock to look the ball over. He does. It's all right. Leaves it in the game. Now the 1-1 delivery. Swung on and fouled back out of play. 1-2. One ball, two strikes. Fisher and Barber continue to heat up for the Orioles in case they might be needed in the ninth. Johnny Gaber warming up for New York. Duran in relief of Ford, working on Albie Pearson, batting for Willie Tasby. Brooks Robinson leads off first. The pitch is very high, 2-2. How the Orioles got their two. The Yankees got their run in the seventh when Mantle doubled and Merritt singled on successive pitches for the first two hits off Walker. Bear hit in a double play and served follow-up single, therefore was wasted in the inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Inside, ball 3, 3-2. Full count on Albie Pearson. Robinson ready to travel. 1 out. The stretch by Duran. Robinson inching away, widening his lead. There he goes. The pitch is outside, ball 4. Robinson moves to second. Pearson takes over at first, and the batter now is Ron Hansen, who doubled to right center, grounded to short, and walked. Out, 2 men aboard. Duran into the stretch. Here's the pitch to the right-hand batter inside, ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on, foul back upstairs. Strike 1, 1-1. In 14 innings of pitching this year, and that includes this one, with 1 out, making a total of 14 innings he's pitched. Duran has walked 18 men. And he struck out 17. Robinson on second. Pearson on first. 1 out. 2-1 Baltimore, 8th inning. The pitch to Ron Hansen. Inside, ball 2, 2-1. That pitch drove him back from the plate. Two balls, 1 strike. Runners lead away. Duran delivers, and Hansen swings and foul tipped at strike 2, 2-2. Balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Robinson moves off second. Pearson off first. Duran to the stretch. Here's the pitch. And it's inside for ball 3. Full count. Clint Courtney on deck. One down, we'll watch Robinson and Pearson to see whether they're moving with the pitch or playing it safely. Duran into the stretch. Runners lead away. There's the pitch, and it's low for ball 4. The bases are loaded. And Ralph Howe comes out of the Yankee dugout. Ryan Duran has walked 3 in this inning. And Clint Courtney is coming up. have John Gabler. So for the second straight time, Duran in relief has in turn had to be relieved. Ryan works the third of an inning. Didn't allow a hit, but walked 3, no strikeout. And John Gabler is coming on. You know, the Orioles, back in the spring, people realized that they were going to be stronger. Some realized they would be stronger than most folks thought they were going to be. In fact, one writer in New York picked the Orioles to win the pennant. The thing that was evident was the fact that they would have outstanding pitching, as much as one can look at names on paper and predict human beings. And one knew that they would have outstanding defense. And they have combined that with timely play, timely hitting for all around toughness. And so their leading the league does not come as a surprise to a lot of people. I would say this, that if they won the pennant, it would be, quite a surprise overall. It is not surprising, however, that they are a much improved club and a strong club. In other words, I suppose I'm trying to say one can't honestly tell, like looking at a crystal ball. But their performance is no flash in the pan. Nothing, Pete. I didn't say anything to you. I said no flash in the pan. You thought I was talking? Pete took out his camera about to take the picture. John Gabler making his 9th appearance, a record of 2-3. He once relieved against Baltimore here on May 1st and couldn't get anyone out. Gave up 3 runs, walked 2, and gave up a hit. So he comes in here now with Sapphire and Courtney up and 3 men aboard. Robinson, Pearson, and Hanson. 3 men on, 1 out. The delivery is the ball, a little inside. Yogi didn't like the call. Three walks have put the Orioles in business in this inning. Courtney grounded to first, took a 3rd strike, and singled. His single set up the second Oriole run. Gabler delivers, and Courtney hits a drive to the deep right. Maris goes back and makes the catch. The runners tag up. Robinson comes in to score. Pearson goes to 3rd. Hanson holds first. Courtney hits a sacrifice liner to right. And RBI, 3-1, and here's Jerry Walker. Baltimore. Pearson on 3rd, Hanson on 1st. Walker single to left, took a 3rd strike, and grounded to short. Johnny Gabler into his stretch. And the pitch. Curveball over, strike 1. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Went for a bad curveball. Curley goes down to the bullpen. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Swung on as a soft grounder to DeMaestri. Up with it, throws to Skowron, and that retires the side. 1 run, no hit, no errors, and 2 men left on. At the end of 8 innings, that run, by the way, is charged to Duran. Baltimore, 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors, and 9 left on. New York, 1 run, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. On the Valentine scoreboard in the American League, Gene Freese just hit a home run in the 4th inning with 1 on to tie the Cleveland Indians at 2-2. Pearsall had homered in the 1st. Billy Pierce for the White Sox, Gary Bell for the Indians. Detroit at Kansas City, scoreless at the end of an inning. Pete Burnside against Dick Hall. Play has been resumed at Fenway, and the Red Sox lead 2-0 at the end of 3.5 innings. Brewer against Fisher. In the National League, Milwaukee 6, Philadelphia 6 at the end of 6. Burdette relieved Pizarro in the 5th inning. Gomez for Philadelphia, Robinson in the 6th, and Short in the 6th. Smith homered in the 3rd with 1 on for Philadelphia. Pittsburgh leading Cincinnati 3-1 at the end of 7 innings. Mizell for the Pirates, O'Toole for Cincinnati, Brosnan in the 2nd, Grimm in the 6th. St. Louis at Los Angeles, Chicago at San Francisco playing night games on the West Coast. As we go to the 9th inning, Jim Gentile, who hit for Dropo, remains in at first base. Albie Pearson, who batted for Willie Tasby, stays in and is in left field. 3-1 Orioles. It's the 9th inning. Mickey Mantle up, struck out twice and doubled to left and scored the Yankees' only run. Maris and Barrett to follow. Walker's pitch is swung on and missed. Strike 1. Nothing in 1 the count. And the delivery. High, ball 1, 1-1. Strike. And the next pitch is inside, ball 2, 2-1. Courtney runs out to say something to Walker. Fisher and Barber continue to warm up, and Curley limbers up for New York. Pitch to Mantle. Is in there, strike 2, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And the next pitch. High for ball 3, 3-2. Count. Walker to the windup, and the 3-2 pitch is inside for ball 4. I think Mantle had a notion trying to bunt that ball. Had to been in the strike zone. It was inside. And now Lum Harris comes out of the dugout with Roger Maris due up and Barrett to follow, 2 left-handed hitters. And he's got left-hander Steve Barber in the bullpen. So we'll see. 4 walks given up by Walker, who had a no-hitter going in the 7th inning. And we're going to have Steve Barber. Jerry Walker worked 8 innings plus, nobody out in the 9th, allowed 4 hits, 3 in the 7th, 1 in the 8th, walked 4, struck out 7.
2 hits for Baltimore, number 29.
Walker struck out 7 in the first 3 and the third inning. Now he gets a handsy lead. A genuine standing ovation for a 21-year-old who had electrified the home crowd with a no-hitter for 6 innings, and who otherwise handled himself with professional poise and baffling performance as far as the Yankees are concerned. Paul Richards feels that he's got enough pitching. He felt that Walker, who had not gone this far yet this season, might have started to run out of gas, and with 2 left-hand sluggers coming up, he decided to make his move. Young Steve Barber, one of the sensations of the year, pitched in Class D ball last year. He's 23. Harry Bikeen told Paul Richards he figured that he was a big league pitcher, and he was trying to decide who to let go, cutting down the squad. And all Steve Barber has done is win 5 games and lose 1. He relieved against the Yankees April 24th and pitched 4 innings and allowed 1 hit. Walked 1, struck out 3, and didn't allow a run. So this 6'1", 21, did I say 23 years old? He's 21 years old. Barber ready, and the pitch is high and inside for a ball. He's 21 years old. Pitched with Pensacola last year. The delivery to Maris, swung on, the ground ball hit out to second, and it's through the legs. Breeding, Mantle round second and heads on to third. Breeding was playing back on the grass for Maris so that he could range further, right or left, trying to cut off the base hit with a 2-run lead in the 9th inning and let the ball go through his leg. So there are runners on first and third. Nobody out, and the batter is Berra. Struck out, grounded to second into a double play twice in a row. Three to 1 in favor of the Orioles, 9th inning. Steve Barber to the stretch. And the pitch. Low outside, ball 1. The best pitch is a sinker ball. Jack Fisher continues to warm up in the bullpen. Barber's delivery to Yogi, swung on as the ground ball to short, steps on second. Hansen does throws the first double play as Mantle scores. It's 3-2. And Berra hits into his third straight double play. No run batted in, and now Bikeen comes running out with Serve coming up to bat. Steve Barber got Yogi to ground to Hansen, the shortstop, grabbed the ball near second, stepped on second, and threw on to Gentile to double Berra. Rare as you can see Yogi hit into 3 straight double plays. Bob Serve grounded to short and third and single to center. 2 outs. 3-2 Baltimore, 9th inning. The pitch in there for a strike. Good fastball. Tanner to the windup, and the pitch. Swung on, a ground ball hits to Gentile. He's up with it. Flips to Barber, and the ball game's over. And the Orioles win it 3-2. Lum Harris, the third base coach, goes out, and Jerry Walker, whom Barber relieved, runs out to grab his hand. As the Orioles, leading the league, beat the Yankees 3-2 in the first game of the series. One run, no hits, one error, and no one left on. The total: the Orioles, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 9 left on. The Yankees, 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and 3 left on. The Orioles made 1 error. So I hope you'll join us now in the Christopher Fresher Ballantine beer, the light beer with true lager flavor. Ballantine, the largest selling beer in the East.